Happy Tuesday evening, everybody. Welcome to the SRN. I'm Sean Fitz alongside producer John Long, bringing you all the action here from Texas Motor Speedway. The Radical Racing League take on Texas Motor Speedway here in the fast 2+ mile racetrack here in the heart of the Lone Star State. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Again, bringing you 60 laps of Radical Racing League coverage here. We're going to quickly take a look at the starting grid as qualifying is just getting wrapped up, and Tim Dell's walking away with the pole here at a 34.838 to Eric Still's 34.868. Daniel L, Mariusz Lazinski, and Chad Lurdy rounding out the top five. Kevin Lell, James Langford, and Alan Mui. Andy Abry, who was fastest during warm-ups tonight, is going to start ninth. Rylan Dewsbury, also another driver up front early during the warm-up session, going to start 10th. Tyler Bloom, William Alcala, Chris Edwards is going to round out the rest of the field here tonight as they get ready to go green flag racing here at Texas. The group of the Radical Racing League is going to continue to wind down their season, 60 laps here tonight. And then next Tuesday evening, they head on over to Michigan for the season finale there in the Irish Hills of Michigan. Legacy, Michigan at that, for 50 laps around that place. It'll be a lot of fun to watch. Make sure you get signed up to pay close attention to when we'll be going live here next. And so far, the Radicals are our only scheduled event here for the next 2 weeks. So tonight, and then a week from tonight at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, you can catch that season finale right here on the SRN. Pace truck is rolling. Tim Dell's is going to get them moving as well. Eric Still's going to start on that outside row. We watched during warm-ups, these drivers have a lot of speed all over the place here. We're back to the traditional style of racing. Last week was short track, and we've seen a lot of different racing throughout the season in road course ovals, but this is where the Radical Racing League will shine tonight here at Texas, as these drivers will be 2 and 3 wide majority of the night, working their way around this racetrack. Both the bottom and the high lines going to work. There's drafting in play. And as you've seen, these cars are very aero sensitive. So we'll be watching that story as it unfolds here tonight. These drivers will have 2 fast repairs available to them. And then 3 attempts at a green, white, checkered finish to call the end of this race here tonight. As I mentioned, Tim Dell's, Eric Still 1-2 right now, getting ready to bring him to the green flag. And the pace truck's gonna jump down pit road one more time. Tim Dell's is the control car there, but this green flag is out and we're racing here in Texas. You see Mariusz Lazinski jump to that high side, almost immediately is going to overtake Eric Still on the high side. But that bottom line is rolling the best. Tim Dell's in the lead right now on the very bottom, alongside that white line. You see Dana Lell there in the picture as well, giving Tim Dell's a push. And here comes Chad Lurdy quickly up the middle with no help by himself as they're 3 wide back for third. Mariusz Lazinski making some aggressive moves using the draft behind Chad Lurdy. Going to pull up on the outside, and they're going to be 3 wide for the lead here on lap 3 here at Texas. I'm sorry, lap 2 here at Texas, rather. We're not even lap 3 yet. Chad Lurdy digging on the outside. Mariusz Lazinski's got the bumper hook to him. Chad's going to get clear, and Tim Dell's is going to move to the bottom, leaving Lazinski up high. Chad Lurdy, your new leader on the bottom. Mariusz Lazinski able to hang on the high side so far, side by side with Dell's. No issues. As Lazinski now falls back, he has a problem getting into turn 1. That car gets tied on him. Chad Lurdy to the lead with Tim Dell starting to poke his nose out. Tim Dell's now on the outside and Chad Lurdy down the backstretch. He's got help coming. That's Dana Lell behind him. Mariusz Lazinski now back to the bumper of Chad Lurdy. That bottom line is going to be the shortest way around this racetrack, and you'll see it dominate, but not right here. Wow, what a big push. That's Dana Lell shoving Tim Dales all the way out there and then ducking underneath him. Dana Lell now scored our leader as they roll through 1 and 2. So far, clean racing as they're 3 wide back here for third. They're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they go off into 3. That's Tyler Bloom on the outside. We've not talked about that driver yet tonight. And now he's up here fighting. He gets tight and shoves up the racetrack. He's going to lose a lot of positions there. Dana Lell's going to get a big shove from Tim Dales. He's going to have to go on the outside. Dale's down the outside. Lell going into 1. Another driver we've not talked about tonight, Ryland Dewsbury, right there on the bumper of Dana Lell on the bottom. We've seen a lot of back and forth here for the lead as you see Mariusz Lazinski door draft. Tim Dale slingshot around. A dominant move by Lazinski. Dana Lell now stuck behind him. Tim Dale's making moves on the outside. Here comes Ryland Dewsbury with him. Ryland Dewsbury hanging on the bumper there of Dell's. Everybody is 2 by 2 as they roll through 1 and 2 here. The 6th lap here is big check up there. And I believe that's Dana Lell. He's going to go to the bottom there. He's going to check out. There's still 2, nearly 3 wide for the lead. That's going to be Mariusz Lazinski. Tim Dales, Ryland Dewsbury trying to make a move on the outside. Tim Dales trying to tuck in behind Lazinski. Didn't have the space. Still side by side as they come across the stripe. Three wide for second place, Mariusz Lazinski. That driver who has been bringing home second place finishes quite a bit this season. Needs a win to come his way. Right now is out front here, but Tyler Bloom is contesting. Oh, they're tight, 3 wide here, but very close to one another. That's Tim Dales up high. Tyler Bloom stuck in the middle. Oh, they get turned. Tyler Bloom goes over top Andy Abry. That's going to wreck a good majority of the field here on the front stretch. A big wreck on the front stretch is going to collect Kevin Lell. Andy Abry, I believe, is involved in that. James Langevin may have had a little bit of bumper damage. Trying to get checked up, and caution is going to be out here on lap 8 of 60 here at Texas. Let's go back and take a quick look at the replay here. Let's take a look at Tyler Bloom. Him and Tim Dale side by side. Mariusz Lazinski, though, gets to the left rear. That collects several cars. Several big front racing cars here involved in this race tonight. Are involved in this wreck here for the first time under caution on lap 9. And right now, Tim Dale scored your leader. Mariusz Lazinski is currently running second. Chad Lurdy is running third. I know we've got a couple drivers that had to tow, Tyler Bloom being one of them. And it looks like just Tyler was the only driver who ended up towing, but we've got several cars here with a lot of beat up damage on them. That's Andy Abry. He has damage to that left rear. He nearly got monster trucked there. James Langvin's going to come down pit road as well. Ryland Dewsbury, who was up front early here, he's going to have to come down as well. And you see Dana Lell. He checked out earlier, went to the apron to get out of the way of all the madness. He was going to cycle back to the back. He's got nose damage on the front of that SRN. Under caution here for the first time tonight on lap 10 of 60 for the Radical Racing League here on the SRN. At Texas, second to last race of the season. It has been a pleasure calling this group all season long. But I'll tell you what, without the help of the sponsors that they have had, it probably would not have been possible to call these races each and every week. We want to thank CB Multisport, Kelsey's Cakes, and Quax's Eyes for being on board with the Radical Racing League Season 2. And we appreciate everything that those sponsors have done for the league this season. Under caution for the first time tonight. We're going to step away for just a moment on lap 10. Tim Dales, your leader. You're watching the SRN. The pace truck lights are off and we're getting ready to go back. Green flag racing here on lap 13. As you see there, Tim Dales, Barry Slazinski, Eric Still, Chris Edwards, Alan Mooey in the top 5. And first caution of the night, collecting several drivers involved, several drivers there. Tyler Bloom involved, Ryland Dewsbury, Kevin Lell, and Andy Abry and a couple others. A good portion of the field having to use a fast repair early. Is that going to come into play later on? Tim Dales is the control car. Mary Slazinski is going to be running second. And the green flag is back out here on lap 13 at Texas. Mary Slazinski is going to take the run on the bottom there. Tim Dales is not going to attest that too much. He's going to move down in front of Eric Still and shut the door. Mary Slazinski had the draft as a single file restart. Now they're side by side coming down the backstretch. Chris Edwards, though, he's making a strong move on the outside. Not going to be able to do anything. Mary Slazinski on the bottom, looking to try to hold off the advance of Tim Dales. Mary Slazinski is going to be credited with that lap lead. 2 by 2, down into 1 and 2. And we see Eric Still back into the fight of this. Right in the middle there as he's side by side with Edwards for third. Tim Dales now, the middle car. Edwards all the way against the wall, trying to get as much speed in that SR8 as he can, getting down into 3. One thing, if you've been watching the SRN over the season, you know Mary Slazinski, he can hold the bottom line with the best of them. One of the best in the league, being able to hang on to it. He keeps that car pretty steady, just not been able to get the finishes he feels like he deserves. Right now, dominating that bottom line, staying right against that white paint at the bottom of this track here at Texas. And so far, nobody's been able to advance past him. Oh, Edwards gets into Lurney there. Lurney saves him. He's on the bumper of Dales. Gives a big push out to Dells. They're flying 3 wide for second. Here comes Lerny up the middle. Lerny now back to the bumper of Dells. Dells running that second groove up here in Texas. As you see, Lerny gets tight, has to slide up. That's going to give Edwards the middle now. And here comes Andy Abry involved. I'm sorry, that's not Andy Abry. I believe that was... Not quite sure which car that was there. Maybe I am seeing things tonight. Either way, Mary Slazinski on the bottom. Dana Lill. I'm sorry, Mary Slazinski on the bottom. Tim Dales on the outside. Eric still running third. Ryland Dewsbury has worked his way back up there. That's Dana Lill making some moves on the outside. Trying to pull in Chris Edwards here. He's going to get clear of Tim Dales. Leapfrogs Tim Dales, actually. Not able to get all the way clear of Mariusz Slazinski, though. Dales back to the bumper of Lell. Big push from Tim Dales here, and it looks like Dana Lell's going to be credited with that lap. Strong move. For the first time, we've seen somebody try to really get a run on that outside and be successful with it. He's able to take that lead away from Slazinski as they came across the stripe. Eric Still now getting a bit of a push. From Tim Dales here. You see him on the outside. Big push from Tim. Tim's been doing really well on that outside. You see him use that same tactic. With Dana Lell just a lap ago, he's going to get Eric Still out front. He's going to get himself out there too, but it doesn't self-clear. Mary Slazinski back to the bumper. Ryland Dewsbury is back as well after being caught up in that caution just a few laps ago. 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. They're fighting it out here in Texas. It is getting dicey already in the early going. Tim Dales on the outside of second place. Mariusz Slazinski, that car gets tight. Eric Still now rolling the bottom. Tim Dales out front of the second line. Here comes Eric Still with a bit of a push. James Langvin, also the third row of that outside line. Big run down the backstretch. Tim Dales getting a huge shove. Eric Still's going to get Dales clear, but not going to be able to get clear of himself. Tim Dales back to the bottom, your leader. Dales is going to hold up Eric Still here just a little bit. Eric's going to look for a place to go with the run. He's not going to have it. Tim Dales is going to be credited with the lead that last lap. That bottom line really showing it's got its stuff together. That second place driver of Eric Still. Oh, he's going to duck out. Still, he hit the apron. He's just going to let it roll. Mariusz Slazinski now back to the bumper of Dales. Tim Dales in control here. The outside line is a little disorganized comparison to what we've seen. You see Dana Lell out there, James Langford out there as well, but there are no contestants for the lead. In the meantime, Mariusz Slazinski, he's decided to come out from behind Tim Dales. He's going to have a push from Lerny. Lerny's going to jump out as well. 3 wide for the lead. Tim Dales is going to have some help here by Dewsbury, though. It's going to leave Chad hanging on the outside. Mariusz Slazinski's not going to have a run either. He's going to try a door draft. Dewsbury not going to have anything for him. Tim Dales credited with the lead on that lap. That middle run starting to form. Chad Lerny right underneath Mariusz Slazinski coming out of 2. Chad tried to bail out with the run he had. Mariusz Slazinski's able to get clear of Dales, though, down the backstretch. That's going to leave now Andy Abry out there. You see Alan Mooey there in the picture trying to work his way into the top 5. He's got some nose damage. We'll see if that affects the handling on that car. In the meantime, Tim Dales gets rooted off the bottom. Mariusz Slazinski's there. Ryland Dewsbury with the push. Chad Lurdy's been practicing this move, tucks in right underneath Dales. We'll see him pop out from behind him down the backstretch. Oh, it's not going to happen this time. He's going to devote himself to Tim Dales. Gets him out front. Gets him clear. Tim Dales back to the lead. Mariusz Lazinski's not going to have any of that, though. Here comes Ryland Dewsbury and Lazinski. Out front, 3 wide for the lead. Mariusz is going to be credited with the lead here, but Tim Dales is going to have the line. Chad Lurdy back to the bottom now, looking like he's going to get to the bumper of Dales. He's nearly there. Mariusz Lazinski stuck on the high side, trying to make something work. He's going to have the help of Dana Lell, but Dana ducks out from under behind him. Lell now on the outside. Mariusz Lazinski all by himself in the middle. Tim Dales on the very bottom is going to be able to get clear of Lazinski. Though he's not going to get clear. Big move here from Ryland Dewsbury, dicing himself through the field. Mariusz Lazinski was able to get through 3 and 4, get the run, and got by Dales. Mariusz Lazinski back out to the front here. Lap 26 of 60 here in Texas. The SR8's bringing you awesome oval action here. You see Tim Dales, he's stuck in the middle a little bit, all by himself there, no help. Ryland Dewsbury leading the line on the outside. They're going to be side by side with Dales. Dales is going to try and slip out in front of Ryland Dewsbury and shut that run down. In the meantime, they're 3 wide for the lead. Ryland doing a really good job hanging on to that outside line. So far, so good out there. You'll see him fall off a little bit here on the straightaway, but he'll be right back there with him. He's going to get a push here. That's Andy Abry moving his way back up. Ryland Dewsbury really got tight going into 3. He was able to save it. In the meantime, Mariusz Lazinski on the bottom. Chad Lurdy's there with him, helping him along. Tim Dales hanging on the outside by himself. That's Dana Lell with him. Chris Edwards back into the picture. Chris now trying to take a spot, 3 wide. Gonna try and uproot Dana Lell. Dana goes high. Gonna give that spot up. Dewsbury there on the outside once again. Abry's back up to the top 3. As they're door drafted, trying to get every bit of a run they can. Mariusz Lazinski, though, he's back on the very bottom where he really enjoys running these races. Right to the bottom of the racetrack, actually below the white line through 1 and 2. Using the apron to help that car rotate, not losing as much momentum. They're going to be 3 wide for the lead, though. Here comes Dales again in the middle. Andy Abry on the outside. He's going to wash up the track a little bit, lose some momentum. Here comes Ryland Dewsbury again on the outside, making it 3 wide for 3rd. Tim Dales, he's got some help on the outside, but he can't keep that car straight. Chad Lurdy on the bottom, working on getting right back to Mariusz Lazinski's bumper. He's going to do so through 1 and 2. Mariusz in the lead by a car length down the backstretch. We're going to see that outside line start to grab. Tim Dales has got some help. That's Dana Lell with him. He's also got Andy Abry out there, but they're not together to get a run. Lazinski's going to be safe this time through 4. Chad Lurdy had to duck out, but he's going to lose some time here. Ryland Dewsbury now back to the bumper. Chad Lurdy on that outside line. Tim Dales outside of him. Running 3 wide for 2nd here. And they'll go even with each other. 3 wide for 2nd as Abry. I'm sorry, not Abry. As Lurdy had a decent run down the backstretch. Didn't lose a whole lot of time in that 2nd line. Oh, Dales gets hooked. Several drivers into the wall. And caution is out. That's going to be a big hit for Chad Lurdy. Also looks like Ryland Dewsbury is going to be involved. Several fast cars up there fighting it out. Going to be involved in this incident. Let's go back and take a quick look at the replay. Chad Lurdy in the middle here. I believe he's going to get tagged a little bit here. Yeah, a little bit of net code. That's Tim Dales into the bumper. That's going to collect Ryland Dewsbury and Chad Lurdy. Caution is going to be out on lap 32 here at Texas. Right now, Mary Slazinski scored your leader. And Alan Mui, the advantage he gained by being a little bit further back in the field is paying off now. He's going to be second. James Langvin third. Dan Lell fourth. And Andy Abry currently scored fifth. So we've got several drivers having to come down pit road. That's Tim Dales, Chad Lurdy, and Ryland Dewsbury in line there. Officially past halfway. We're going to step away for just a moment and recap what you've missed here so far. If you're just now getting tuned in, Mary Slazinski dominating on the bottom. We're lap 33 of 60. You're watching the SRN. Under caution here, once again at Texas on the SRN, bringing you all the action from the Radical Racing League here. 60 laps. We're officially past halfway. I want to welcome everybody to the broadcast. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Sean Fitz alongside producer John Long. We appreciate you being here. It's been a great season 2 with the Radical Racing League, and we still got a race to go. Next week, you're not going to want to miss the action at Michigan for the Radical Racing League, Tuesday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. But in the meantime, we still got about 25 laps to go, and we had a development. During the break, Mary Slazinski came down pit road, and he's going to cycle pretty far back in the field. He's going to be back in 8th. Alan Mui right now is going to be scores your leader. James Langvin 2nd. Dana Lell 3rd. Pace Truck's going to be off pit road. And the green flag is out, and we're back underway. A dominating restart. I think Al Louie just did not get rolling there. That's going to dice up the whole field. Dana Lell back out front. Andy Abry now 2nd. And it looks like everybody's finally going to get rolling here. I am not quite sure what happened there on that restart. Nonetheless, Big run up to the front. Andy Abry now able to get clear of Daniel Lell. Oh, gets on the apron, nearly loses it. Ryland Dewsbury making a run on the outside as well. It's all going to be about coming and going. Who's going to be coming and who's going to be going in the right time on the last lap. They're 3 wide for the lead. Eric Still now's in the picture. Now back to 2 wide for second. Abry getting a huge push from Lell. Ryland Dewsbury on the outside. And that's Kevin Lell making a big run on the very outside. We're not talking about him too much tonight. He's been running relatively safe in the back. Well, that's out the window as we are on down the downhill run of tonight's event here at Texas. Still 3 wide for the lead. And a big move by Dells making it 4 wide. He gets a huge run through 3 and 4. He's going to get clear of Andy Abry. What a run! That was impressive from Dells. He's able to get clear of everybody, use the draft, and slingshot his way to the front. Andy Abry, though, is not going to let him have it that easy. He pulls along the outside. Here comes Lazinski. He pit for tires and fuel just a few laps ago. He's on the outside. Back from 8th up to fighting for the lead in just a few laps. James Langvin on the bottom there as well. Dells trying to hang on the very bottom here. Lazinski is trying to push Abry out front so he can get clear of Dells as well. James Langvin getting a shove. That's Ryland Dewsbury there. Kevin Lell in the picture. A little bit of action all over the place. Oh, and there it is. We saw it. Mariusz Lazinski pushes Andy Abry out and then gets clear of Tim Dells. New leader, Mariusz Lazinski. Mariusz is very good at putting that car where he needs to be dominant. As you've seen right there, he made an incredible move to get clear of Tim Dells. We've talked about it each and every week. Lazinski is probably one of the top 3 fastest drivers of this group. He just has not had everything come together. He's not been able to finish a race where, near the front and take that top spot. Oh, we've got a car spun. That's Andy Abry. I believe that was off the bumper of Langvin. There it is. Caution's out. Let's go back and take a look here and find out exactly what occurred there. Yeah, it looks like a little bit of close contact. I think Abry tried to clear himself a little bit there and it just wasn't clear. Langvin was there, and that's going to bring the caution out. Mariusz Lazinski scored your leader, Tim Dells. It's going to be credited with second so far. Daniel Lell, Ryland Dewsbury, James Langvin round out the top 5 here at Texas. Now, a couple of these drivers on a mixed pit stop rotation. Who's going to come down now? Who is going to try to stay out? Now, we know that our leader came down pit road during the stop before, about 9 laps ago. We'll see a couple of these drivers in the top 5 have to come down. And it looks like Ryland Dewsbury is going to be one of them, but he's got some left rear wing damage. This may be an opportunity for him to fix that. Oh, it looks like Eric Still is also down pit road. Currently running 10th right now. See on the outside. There on your screen, Tyler Bloom drives by to get his lap back. That's the last one. He'll be back on the lead lap after being involved in that lap 10 incident here in Texas. And we're going to go back green flag racing with about 15 to go. Now let's talk about the strategy from these drivers and what they need to be looking for As again, the laps continue to wind down here tonight at Texas. You've seen a lot of aggressive side-by-side action all night long, and that's going to continue. We'll see that all the way to the end of this race tonight. But a trend of what we've seen, and really, you can credit the lead of Mary Schlazinski to it right now, is the runs that you get down the backstretch right now. These drivers are able to charge forward, really get those runs moving down the backstretch and get clear of everybody. Get clear of the leader into 3 and 4, especially if you're in that second groove and you've got help. You can get yourself clear, get yourself out front at the end of this long straightaway. That will most likely where the pass for the lead and pass for the checker flag occurs tonight here on the final laps. Again, under caution. Lap 44, Lazinski is your leader. You're watching the SRN. Pace truck lights are out. They're getting ready to go back. Green flag racing here on lap 46. Mary Schlazinski scores your leader. Tim Dell second. Daniel L in the top 3. Single file restart in effect. Lazinski's gonna get him rolling. Green flag is back out here in Texas. Everybody rolling the top 6, still single file, but it won't last for long. Tim Dale's on the outside challenging Lazinski. He's gonna have the draft on the restart, but he didn't have a big enough run. Lazinski's gonna be on the bottom, but Dana Lels with Tim Dale's on the outside. Tim's trying to block the advances. He wants Lel to get behind him and push. Not gonna happen. Here comes Chris Edwards in the mix on the bottom. Tim Dell's on the outside by himself. No help right now. Mary Schlazinski on the bottom. He's going to get credit for leading that lap. Side by side as they go off into 1 and 2. Dana Lell's going to run a lane higher than Dell's. Drive down the banking. Let's see if he's going to be able to get a run here. He's going to have the draft of all these drivers here in front of him. Tim Dell's is closing quick. Lell just didn't have the run. Tim Dell's into the wall. That was a big hit for Dells. He also collected another car in that. I'm not sure exactly who that was. And Tim Dells with extensive damage here on that car. Let's take a look. Oh, he just got loose on the outside of Edwards. And Alan Mooey is going to get tagged with some contact as well. As Tim Dells goes for a wild ride in turn 3. Now, let's talk about the fast repair situation Dell's here is, I believe he's already had to come down pit road once. This will be his last fast repair. As that motor blew up, he's not going to be able to make it all the way to the pit stall. Tim Dells will have to tow. And that's going to be unfortunate because I believe he's going to go a lap down. Yeah, he is. Mariusz Lazinski is actually crossing the start-finish line right now. One of our top competing drivers tonight, Tim Dells, all but out of the race now. With the caution here, with less than 15 to go, it is anybody's race now. Up front as Lazinski's your leader. Dan Alel is running second. Chad Lurdy, he's up to third. And then we take a little bit further back. That's Eric Still running fourth. Kevin Lell running fifth. 11 cars continuing to run here tonight in Texas. And those of you that missed it earlier, we want to give a big shout out tonight to the sponsors of the Radical Racing League. That's CB Multisport, Kelsey's Cakes, and Quacks Designs. Want to thank them for coming on board Season 2 of the Radical Racing League. Without them, wouldn't be able to quite put on the show that we are tonight. So we appreciate their support as the Season 2 starts coming to a close here for the Radicals. This is the second to last race. Next week, we take it on home to Michigan. These drivers will take on 50 laps of Legacy Michigan on the iRacing service and call it a season here. I think there's a lot of discussion on future plans with the Radicals. You want to check out more information, you can head on over to Facebook, do a search for the Radical Racing League, and get connected with that group if you would like to go Radical Racing. Caution's out. We're going to go back green flag racing with about 8 laps to go. Mariusz Lazinski has scored your leader. Step away one more time. You were watching the SRN. Pace truck lights are off. We're getting ready to go back green flag here. On lap 52 of 60 again, we do have a couple opportunities for green-white checkers if we need them, but hopefully these drivers can hold it together for an exciting finish here at Texas. Mariusz Lazinski in the lead, Daniel L up front and running second, Chad Lurdy in third, that's Eric Still in fourth, and Kevin Lell in the top 5. We're back green flag racing here at Texas. And Dana Lell is going to get a bit of a run here. He's going to try and get clear of Lazinski early. He's going to have the help of Chad Lurdy as they get out of 1 and 2. Going to duck back down onto the bottom. Dana Lell's going to try and sneak a little bit of draft off Lazinski. Lazinski tries to move up and block the move. Not going to be able to do it. Danilel on the outside all by himself. Abri on the bottom. Here comes, well, that's Eric Steele coming on the bottom. James Langvin in here for the top 5 so far. He's trying to hang on. Lazinski, Lurdy, 1-2 right now as they head off into turn 1 and 2. Here comes Eric Steele rolling the bottom, single file now. Oh, as I say that, Eric Steele jumps out from behind Chad Lurdy. He's going to have a little bit of a run utilizing that draft. We're going to see Danilel, James Langvin also get runs on the leaders. Chad sitting right on the bumper of Lazinski, trying to just push him down the front stretch. That's the biggest gap I've seen. Chad Lurdy able to get clear of everybody else by 2 car lengths, right on the bumper of Lazinski. They're pulling away from the pack there. Chad Lurdy pushing. Chad has to duck out a little bit of that car, just a little squirrely, still 3 car lengths. On back to James Langvin. That gap is now closing. Langvin progressing via the draft. Alan Mui is there. Danilel's right there with him as well. But another strong run out of 3 and 4. Chad Lurdy pushing Mary Lazinski. And we've got a car around in the back. And that's Tim Dells. Tim caught up in another incident here. Let's take it back and take a look, find out what happened. Tim Dells, outside of Edwards, we talked about how precarious the position was for him in fast repairs. He's been quick all night long. Rolling around towards the rear of the field. He's racing with, I believe that was Eric Steele. And Steele moves up and Tim Dells moves down. Tim's going to make contact with the wall. That is most likely, oh yeah, and keep in mind, that Dells was 2 laps down, needed to race his way back onto the lead lap with laps closing down. That is not going to happen here tonight as Mary Lazinski is your leader. Chad Lurdy, what big pushes from Lurdy tonight. Then that SR8, we've seen him really put together some strong moves on the bumper of Lazinski. You even see it there, Lazinski's bumper, rear bumper, tore up. Chad Lurdy and that National Guard SR8 has been right on the bumper with him for the last couple laps. Those two have been able to actually gain some separation off of third place. Third place, James Langvin, Alan Mui running in the top 4, Danilel rounding out the top 5. We're not going to get back green flag racing here before we'll have to venture into overtime, I do believe. 4 laps to go. I think we'll have to go around at least 2 more times here. We may see our first attempt at a green, white, checkered finish here for tonight. And then looking at pit strategy, I think we need to keep a close eye on that third place of James Langvin. He did come down pit road, but it was about 47 laps ago. He's not been down since. Depending on the fuel situation, Langvin may be in a little bit of trouble here, but we'll continue to monitor that situation. Both Chad Lurdy and Mary Lazinski should be good with about 30 laps or less on those cars. As we wait to continue and see here how this is going to fall out. They're going to get the 3 to go signal here. If they get the 1 to go at the same time, we won't have to burn that green, white, checkered just yet. No, it looks like they're going to officially go into overtime here tonight on the SRN at Texas for the Radical Racing League. We're going to step away for just a moment as these drivers get ready for a 2-lap overtime shootout in the Lone Star State. You're watching the SRN. Pace truck lights are off. Our first attempt at overtime here tonight. Mary Slazinski scored your leader. Chad Lurdy running second. Green flag back out. Mary Slazinski gets a rolling pretty clean, but Chad Lurdy doesn't let him get too far away. Chad right back to the bumper of Lazinski. They're hooked up going through 1 and 2, trying to get clear of this main group. Langvin making a strong move here. Alan Mui doing the same thing. That's fighting for a top 3. Tyler Bloom, we talked about it earlier, got his lap back. He's back up into the top 5 and fighting. Back through 3 and 4. Lazinski is out front. All they got to do is cross the line and it'll be 1 to go. White flag is out here in Texas. Chaos in the back, but it's 1-2. Mariusz Lazinski, Chad Lurdy. 2 Carlings back to James Langvin. Langvin on the verge of scoring his top 3 here tonight. What can Chad Lurdy do in the closing corners? Langvin's gonna go on the outside. He's gonna stall that run out. Here comes Chad Lurdy. He's gonna duck out by himself using the draft. He's not gonna have anything. They're gonna be 3 wide for the lead. Oh, big run. Langvin, your winner. Langvin scored your winner tonight here in Texas. What an incredible finish. I don't know if I could have called that any differently. It was so tight. Let's go back and take a look at how that formed up. Yeah, big run there, and Mariusz Lazinski just didn't have what it needed to accomplish the end task as carnage ensues behind him. We're gonna step away here for just a moment and get ready for some post-race. You're watching the SRN. James Langvin bringing home the victory tonight here at Texas. Let's take a quick look at the results for tonight here at Texas. Langvin able to get by. Look at the gaps there. Less than 1/1000ths back to Chad Lurdy. Mariusz Lazinski about 3 1,000ths for third. Eric Steele fourth. Dan Lell fifth. Kevin Lell, Tyler Bloom, Alan Mui, Chris Edwards, Timothy Dells is going to bring home the top 10. Rylan Dewsbury, Andy Abry are going to round out the remainder of the field. Now, let's head on over to post-race here. Mariusz Lazinski. Mariusz, I tell you what, dominating tonight. Again, on that bottom line, it looked really positive for you there. Talk to us about what you were thinking about in the closing laps and trying to hold off an advancing charge.
Well, the way Chad was pushing me, it seemed like it just became a tandem race at the end there, and I knew he was going to make a move, and that's who I was focused on, and I really wasn't paying attention to James, and I guess he came out of nowhere on me.
Mariusz, and we've talked about it each and every week that you're looking for an opportunity to finish out some races strong. Still being up front here tonight, just a couple spots short of the lead. What could you have done differently here to maybe try to pull off the win?
I guess I got to stop leading at the end of the races and maybe be in second or third place to make some moves. Seems like I keep getting passed at the end.
Mariusz Lazinski's going to bring home third tonight here at Texas. Congratulations on that run.
Thanks, Sean.
Absolutely. Gonna move on over to our race winner tonight, James Langvin. James, congratulations on bringing home the victory here tonight at Texas with the Radical Racing League Season 2. That's gotta feel pretty good, sitting in third, coming down the backstretch.
Oh yeah, man, feels amazing. What can I say? It's actually my first win, so super happy about that. And I just tried to go up the inside at the last minute. Tried to stay clean the entire race, and sort of just got lucky. But man, feels amazing. I want to say a big shout out to Chad and also Tyler for all the great work they do in the league as well. So yeah, feels great.
James, talk to us about, maybe about the midway point of the race and trying to preserve the car, keep it clean when chaos was all around. You actually kind of hung around fifth quite a bit tonight and weren't an immediate group fighting for the lead there. Were you working on trying to figure out where you needed to make that move, if you were in the right spot at the end of the race, or did it just come to you there on the last lap?
Yeah, I tried to stay sort of midfield and keep out of trouble and catch the draft as much as I could, and it sort of just tried to get up front at the end, and then hopefully I'd have a shot at the win, and just got lucky at the end, I think, and went for the inside. I was going to try the outside, but last minute decision, and came up big, so super happy.
Leading there, coming across the stripe. You led when it was the most important. Bringing home the victory tonight here, and a first-time winner, James Langvin. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Gonna head on over to second place, Chad Lurdy. Chad, congratulations on the outrun. A dominating car all night tonight. One of the only cars we've seen that hooked up Lazinski very well, and you guys were able to build some separation there. Ultimately, though, you knew you had to get out from behind him to pass for the win.
Yeah, Mariusz, he had a really strong car all day. I believe he led the most laps. Awesome job by him. I knew there at the end if I was in second, link up with him, and I figured it'd be a two-car race. I don't know where the hell the 87 car came from, but congratulations to James. That was wild. That was probably one of the best races we've had this year. But yeah, congratulations to James. Appreciate everybody for coming out tonight. Looking forward to the finale next week where are we even going? I'm drawing a blank.
We're going to Michigan.
Going to Michigan. All right. League owner don't know where he's going, so that's awesome.
Chad Lurdy. Now, Chad, as we're coming to a close here, and I know you guys have been working on some plans behind the scenes. If folks wanted to get connected with the Radical Racing League, what's the best way to do that?
Yes, sir. Best way to get in touch with us is to get a hold of us on our Facebook page, or just find me on Discord, Chad Lurdy. Add me on there, and we'll get you hooked up with the Discord. I think there's a way to add. I'm not too familiar on the personal Discord page, but most of our work right now is done through Facebook. If you can find our page, message me there. We don't post on there as much anymore. We're going to be switching over to mainly Discord next season because nobody really interacts much on Facebook. But if you want to get a hold of me, message me through Facebook. I'll get it, and we'll get you squared away on Discord.
Chad, congratulations on that run tonight, and we'll see you next week in Michigan.
Thank you, sir. See you there.
Absolutely. And we're going to wrap up coverage here for the Radical Racing League. As you heard Chad mention, next week, Michigan, right here on the SRN, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. You're not going to want to miss it. On behalf of producer John Long, I'm Sean Fitz. We appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you next week for more racing action right here on the SRN.
Bursting